Hello guys and gals of the internet, I'm Mr. Gals of YouTube, Mixer and Twitch TV, and welcome to this channel update, February 22nd, 2020, but it is actually being recorded the day before, and obviously I have to record it, I'll have to edit it, and I'll have to render it, and then upload it, so that might take me through till tomorrow. So this channel update is going to be for the 22nd. This is going to be quite a lengthy update. We're first going to recap some things from pretty much December to now, and then we're going to go into my game launchers, and I'm pretty much going to tell you the games I plan to play throughout the year, and maybe beyond that in some cases. I'm not going to give specific dates for it, but there might be some exceptions to the rule, like Resident Evil 3 I'll probably do on day of release, maybe even some Resident Evil Resistance, because I know that comes free with Resident Evil 3 Remake, and other release dates that I might get to, but I'm not really going to give specific dates. I'm just going to tell you the games that I do plan to play beyond this update. So let's go with the recap story quickly. I'll make this as quick as I can. So I think the last time we updated you guys was December 1st, 2019, and basically the update was to kind of show the new surroundings that we live in now. After 9 years of living in a previous house, we actually moved house in 2019 to this very point, and it was to showcase what was the new surroundings and basically talk about some games that I'll be doing in the immediate future. There were four main things: Devil May Cry 5, Devil May Cry 2013, Formula 1 2019, the F2 2019 Championship Season Run with Mick Schumacher, and the continuation of Project PC, or rather going towards its conclusion with the Walking Dead Telltale Saga, aka the Telltale Definitive Edition of The Walking Dead, which includes the entirety of the series made by Telltale Games. Now, let's give you an update on all of those. Devil May Cry 5 and Devil May Cry 2013 are fully done and completed on YouTube. Devil May Cry 5 became one of my favourite games of all time, by a margin my favourite in the series. 4 and 5 are definitely my favourites in the series. Devil May Cry 2013 ended up being a rerun playthrough that I decided to rerun after my initial playthrough in 2015. That ended up being the first Devil May Cry game I'd ever played, and last year, of course, I decided to go through the entire series, filling a hole that had been a part of my gaming life for 18 years, because I wanted the first game for so long and never ended up owning it, and never going through the series, in fact. So after going through the entire series, I decided to rerun the playthrough of Devil May Cry 2013, and I'm pretty much in the same boat with Devil May Cry 13 as a lot of Devil May Cry fans. You know, I personally think the game isn't bad. I don't think it's a bad game, but I do understand the flack it gets, especially from Devil May Cry hardcore fans. But 4 and 5, my absolute favourites in the entire series, and you should definitely play the entire series even if you haven't, but I'm sure everybody has up to this point, and Devil May Cry 5 is just a phenomenal game. And that's pretty much the lowdown on that. So they're fully done and up on YouTube as of now. The 2019 Championship Season Run with Mick Schumacher in Formula 2, I have passed the halfway point of the season. I am currently editing rounds 6 and 7, sorry, at Austria and Silverstone, and I'm currently sitting on Hungary in round 8. But of course, like I said in the pre-season video, those videos are Formula 1 kind of game, obviously, so they come out at a much slower pace than the traditional playthrough due to the editing involved in those playthroughs. But the big thing, as of about maybe an hour and a half ago or so, Project PC finally concluded with the final video being the final part of The Walking Dead Season 3 playthrough, and that now is Project PC fully completed. The project I started back in 2018, October 2018, it's taken me almost 2 years, a year since its restart, to do this game. It would have been much sooner finished, but of course 2019 was a crazy year. Let's recap a little bit. So what I'll do first is I'll put a card in the top corner of the screen, taking you to the playlist of Project PC, and I won't go over it in great detail here because there is an introduction video, but I will go in as much condensed video version as I can for this recap. So Project PC simply was a bid for two things. Number one, I was actually planning to play more on my PC because my uncle has been kind of building, and he was a man that built my first gaming PC back in 2014, and it's gone through a few changes since then. And I wasn't playing it as constantly as I have with Project PC, for example. I was only really playing F1 2010 and maybe a couple others here and there, but I did do 2 playthroughs on it. I did do playthroughs of no, I actually did 3. I tell a lie. I did 3. One was Resident Evil Revelations 1 that I bought back because I removed my camera playthrough of that game and decided to do a direct capture. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance was for the same reason, and Tomb Raider 2013 again was for the same reason. So really, they were to bring back those playthroughs that I removed from the channel because they were camera footage from way back in 2012 when I opened this channel, and back then, you know, I had to probably use a camera for 2 years because, you know, my PC was a basic PC, so I wouldn't have been able to really run any capture footage or recording footage softwares that I would have done with my gaming PC. When I had my gaming PC, I finally adopted direct capture in 2014. That was when I moved over from camera to direct capture. But for the first 2 years, I had to use a camera for a couple of reasons. Number one is because I what I had at the time, and number two, with my basic PC, I wouldn't have been able to run the recording softwares I would have needed to record direct capture gameplay. I had a basic processor, no graphics card, or anything like that. Had it all built in 2014 thanks to my uncle, and I pretty much moved on from there. But through 2014 to about 2019, I wasn't really using it as much. I think the one game I did do on a constant basis was like Formula 1 2010 through 12, just to play it, and then I actually had an idea for that, which I'll go into later. But basically, up until October of 2018, I actually decided to move story-based narrative games to the PC. I mean, one of the main reasons why I don't really use my PC for the most part was because I suffer from cerebral palsy, particularly in my left hand. So you can imagine me playing with cerebral palsy. If I'm playing a shooter like Call of Duty, I'm going to immediately suck because my left hand is most affected with my cerebral palsy. So you can imagine the movement keys on the left side of the keyboard, pressing shift, pressing W, pressing space to jump, and I find it incredibly difficult to do. It's not impossible for me. I can do it, and then I've obviously got to move the mouse to move and aim and shoot and stuff. I can do it, but it's much more difficult for me. So for pretty much the whole time I have been using my PC, it was always using my controller to play it. But with story-based narrative games, say Life is Strange 2, the original Life is Strange, The Wolf Among Us, etc., etc., The Walking Dead, those games aren't really strenuous in that department. I can actually play them rather comfortably now. Throughout Project PC, that didn't really prove to be the case, especially with Jurassic Park's QuickTime events. But you know, there's nothing really strenuous. You're not playing a multiplayer game, and I'm not holding my team back by getting like 1 kill because I'm completely sucking using keyboard and mouse. With The Walking Dead and games like that, you don't really have to worry about that. So, obviously, I decided at that point to bring those kind of games to the PC for exclusivity. So, Life is Strange 2, Wolf Among Us 2, Twin Mirror, just for a few examples. But to do things like The Walking Dead Season 4 was another one. But to do those playthroughs and have those be authentic choices that I made, in particular for The Walking Dead, I'd have to play the previous 3 seasons. Now, certain things happened, which I'll explain in the introduction video. First, let's move on. I think about a month or so passed, and my uncle called, and he said, "I've seen your video, and I really don't think your setup is really comfortable for PC gaming wise." And he's right. Like I said in that video, I had a stall, I was hunched over the keyboard with my mic like sitting in a corner. It was a small table, square table that I had, and I was pretty much hunched over the keys like this, and my mic like that, so I picked up my voice, and it wasn't very comfortable, you know. And he's right. So basically, he calls and he says, "In February, I'm going to come up for your 30th birthday, and I'm going to do you a proper PC gaming setup." So that actually led to and I'm also going to change your PC parts and all that sort of stuff. Get a new headset and everything. So with that in mind, I decided to actually pump the brakes on Project PC and wait till that point. And I also postponed it for the fact that I wanted to start doing longer videos, up to about 30 minutes or so. I wanted to increase my kind of time limit for videos, because that was becoming the regular thing that people do. Some people archive their entire stream, some people do about 30 minutes. But I think like someone like Vash12349, for example, he does up to about 30 minutes. So I wanted to start doing that myself, and it actually has been beneficial to avoid cluttering my channel just full of videos. So now I'm uploading only about 2-3 videos a day depending, and I'm not flooding your inboxes with videos, because I know a lot of people have had problems with the subscription box and the floodation of videos, and some get seen, some don't get seen, and people are subscribed to so many people. So I think it was beneficial for a lot of reasons to do that, and actually I ended up doing Metal Gear Solid 3 as a playthrough, and that was my first time I'd ever done that. So February comes around, and the uncle changes it, and it's insane what it looks like at the end. I've still got those videos in my vlogs playlist, so check that out. Basically, I had a table now. It was a big table at the time. I had a gaming chair, new headset, new PC pieces, and it was just so cool to look at, actually having a proper PC gaming setup in front of me. So basically that went by, I settled in, I finished up some playthroughs that were ongoing at the time. I think it was a couple of Resident Evil games, and basically I restarted Project PC on March the 6th. And basically the uncle was going to come up a couple of months later, make the finishing touches to the setup, which actually turned into an occasion where Time Lady actually got a gaming setup for herself PC wise, and her table and everything, and that was the first PC setup she ever got. And before he came, I was actually really starting to enjoy playing these PC games. Actually, Project PC was actually some of the most fun I've had. I was actually sitting at a PC playing the game, and I was actually really enjoying going back to a lot of these games that I removed for various reasons in 2018. And I was really enjoying it. And that was, I think, by the time the uncle had come round, Mortal Kombat 11 had come out, and actually I bought Mortal Kombat 11. I think Mortal Kombat 11 was kind of the first PC multi-platform game that I bought on the game PC, just to show how much I was enjoying playing on the PC. And then the uncle comes and finishes it, and Time Lady's setup gets done. But unfortunately, he leaves, and the day after he leaves, I start to notice a very loud sound coming from my computer. And I'm like, oh, give me a break. No, please. And basically, what ended up happening was even Time Ladies was doing it, but not to as a big degree as mine. Mine was like really loud. It was like, and I just was like, oh no, what do I do now? And basically called him, and the uncle noticed it, and he was like, yeah, that's definitely an issue. I'll come up at some point again in the future and sort that out for you, and I'll get you a couple other things to kind of complete your setup and future-proof you for the future as well. So with that, I decided to postpone Project PC for a month while we waited for him to sort it, because I didn't want to do the playthroughs and have that roaring noise in you guys' ears distracting you from the playthrough and my commentary. It wouldn't have been very great, video-wise, to watch and to hear that every 30 seconds going off. It was quite ironic, because when he came round, he actually did the day before, the night before, he came round, switched some fan headers around, and it actually worked to a degree. It worked okay. It was still doing the noise, but it was nowhere near as bad as it was. But then I got the cooler replaced with the NZXT X56 Kraken cooler, and it's been working like a dream ever since. Project Peace resumed with Batman Season 1. I played the Devil May Cry series in August, I think it was, and all that. But then we get to the big thing that you see behind me. Basically at the beginning of the year, actually, before this whole thing got done in my previous house, we got a text from Time Lady's parents saying, we have this idea. Basically we live in this bungalow, and we have this garden that's big enough for kind of a mobile caravan for you guys. So we're going to get that one put in the garden, and you're going to live there with us. And then if anything happens to you, we're right there to help and whatever. Because Tame's mother sometimes felt bad that she couldn't really help us out a lot, because obviously they were like an hour away from where we previously lived. And we were just right on board with that. We were right on board. So much had happened in the years I had been here. We had people that went to prison for pretty disgusting shit, former friends of ours. We had other people just nicking stuff from us, and like consistently it was like getting nicked. And then we had other problems. We just had so many things that just brought us down, you know. And to top it all off, weeks before we moved, our bank cards were stolen from us. So you can imagine the shit that we had been through in the 9 years before when I lived here, and obviously Time Lady came on regular visits. But obviously, with her living here and her parents thinking about it, we thought we could move Aaron in and move us, and you can live together in the mobile caravan while we live just down the ways, down in the actual main prison. So we live in their garden basically, which is pretty cool. It's such a nice place, so nice and quiet. No risks of things getting nicked from us. It was becoming a very stressful time. So it's something we really needed. You know, we really needed to do it. The positives outweighed the negatives. I was right on board with it, and it was probably the first time I'd ever moved myself. Now, as my family has grown, we've moved a lot of times, but I've never moved myself, and it was quite a stressful experience. But the end result was worth it. And then we got here, and then a month later, things from the in-laws started hitting snags, and we're fine personally, health-wise. We're absolutely fine. None of us are ill or anything. But something unfortunate happened. People know in the Discord already what that is and what happened. So we're in kind of this uncertain limbo over what's happening in the next few months. But it's nothing to do with our health. We're perfectly fine. It's probably not. If the worst happens, we'll be okay. You know, videos probably won't change that much anyway. If what we have to do because of situations. I won't go into it because it's not really my place to really talk to all you guys about it. But it is in my Discord. I did mention it to my friends in my Discord server that what was going on and the real reason. So some people already know the full extent of what's going on, but to you guys I don't really want to explain that here. It's not really my place to do it. But basically, if the worst happens, and it looks like it might do, but for a more positive reason actually, but whatever happens, videos won't change. We'll be absolutely fine. We're not going to get left in the wilderness or anything like that. So even if this does happen, it sounds like actually today we got a bit of a kind of warning. Like we talked about it a little bit, and it's actually going to be working out as a rather positive if we have to do it. So it's not going to be that bad, even if it eventually happens. It'll be just a shame, but you know, it probably won't change too much, basically, let's say. But we'll be fine. Like I said, none of us are ill or anything. It's just something unfortunate because about a month after we moved in, something unfortunate happened, and it's not really getting any better for that kind of reason. It's been unfortunate. They've kind of gone through it before, so I was kind of confident that, you know, it wouldn't be too bad. It's not bad, like I said, but it might actually work out to be a positive if we have to do it in the end. But like I said, we're perfectly fine. Videos probably won't change too much anyway, so it's no big deal. But it's just unfortunate that we had to move in and then this happened. You know, just our bad luck just follows us around like a bad rash or something. So it's unfortunate, I know, but it's fine. Basically, we moved in here. That's the update for you, and then that leaves us here to today. So, like I said, Project PC is concluded with 211 videos. Definitely the most fun I have had on my time on YouTube, and it basically leads us to today. So, basically, at this point, I am actually here to announce this is a big thing coming. This is a big change coming from me. But Project PC, I enjoyed so much that I'm pretty much a PC gamer at this point. I know I've been a console gamer for my whole life. I've bought various consoles, but I think from now on, pretty much anything video-wise will be on my gaming PC now. Now, not to say I'm I'm a PC gamer, but I'm obviously not a pure one. Like I said, cerebral palsy and using keyboard and mouse would be terrible. But that's what this trusty thing is for. And basically, yeah, Project PC was so fun, and I found this trick with this controller in particular. The PlayStation 4 controller is one of my favorite controllers, console-wise. But basically, Project PC was so fun, and then actually, just a few weeks before the pre-season video for the Mick Schumacher year in 2019, I think about a week or a few days before, I actually found a setting on Steam that you can click, use PS4 controller, and it pretty much configures most of your games, if not all of them, to a PS4 controller setup, which is awesome. And I even tried it on other game launchers, and they all work. All the launchers work, even on Epic Games. Epic Games, one of the main criticisms when they started out with their games was that there was no controller support. That has now been rectified, and I can play Fortnite, I can play World War Z, and even The Walking Dead, a Definitive Edition if I wanted to, on this controller, but with The Walking Dead I don't need to. But basically, yeah, I'm basically now a PC gamer. I explained in the last update for a little bit that console exclusives are getting rarer and rarer. I mean, look at Quantic Dream, for example. That all their games were PS4 exclusive or PlayStation exclusive. Now they're on PC on Epic Games. Detroit Become Human and all that on Epic Games launcher. Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy was a PlayStation timed exclusive for some time. Now that's on Steam. I'm assuming that the N. Sane Trilogy will go the same way. Spyro Reimagined Trilogy. Most Xbox exclusive games, Halo Master Chief Collection, Gears of War 5, I think even Gears of War 4, but don't quote me on that. No, I don't think so. I think Gears 5 and Halo Master Chief Collection were the two Microsoft exclusive games that have come to PC. Even with their PC program for PC Game Pass, those two exclusives in particular are not Microsoft exclusives anymore because now they're on Steam. So as you can see, just from that, console exclusives are getting rarer and rarer. The only one that PlayStation has left, inside of maybe a couple others, the most notable one obviously is Naughty Dog, who have made The Last of Us, Uncharted, and Crash Bandicoot initially, when they started the Crash Bandicoot out back on the PlayStation 1. But basically, yeah, console exclusives are getting rarer and rarer, and looking at all the games that I have left to play this year, the last PlayStation game I could ever probably play, until further notice at least, is The Last of Us Part 2. That could be the last one I play. And of course, the other reason that I've moved to Project PC is not only Project PC, I keep calling it that, I got Project PC in my head now, but basically another main reason why I've moved to PC alongside with this controller is obviously the free online play. Obviously online play on PC is absolutely free. You can obviously get memberships like Origin Premier and things like that, and PC Game Pass from Microsoft, but for the most part online gameplay is absolutely free. Whereas with PlayStation and Xbox in particular, you have to buy Xbox Live Gold or PlayStation Plus to play online. And you don't need any of that to play PC games online. I've been playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare since it came, well, not since it came out, but obviously that was another game I did earlier this year, which I really enjoyed, by the way. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, I really enjoyed, and you should definitely pick that up. I've had probably the most fun I've ever had on a Call of Duty game with that game. It's quite insane considering I'm such a high critic of Call of Duty, but yeah, that's the point. Online gameplay, the ability to use my PlayStation controller or a controller in general, and it's just fun, and I've had so much fun doing it, and I've even got like 2 new upgrades to my PC that we'll talk about probably now, because I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, with the Xboxes, the uncle took them. The uncle took the Xboxes. He needed it for himself. Now, unfortunately, they stopped working when he got there, and that was our fault. But he still gave us the money for them anyway, so it wasn't your fault. You weren't to know. But he was going to take them and use them for his son and himself to play Fortnite together on the Xbox. Unfortunately, one of them broke. But, like I said, he took them, so we didn't need them. And with the PlayStation 4, my last game could be The Last of Us 2. And the new consoles are coming out this year, but I don't see any reason to own one. I just don't. There's been very little news on them. I thought PlayStation would have said something by now. But since PlayStation, even now, now is around the time they talk about stuff on one of their events, but there's been nothing this month, which is very surprising. Unless there's something really that I really need or want from a console, I don't really see why I should get one. I don't really see a reason to get one for me, personally. With backwards compatibility, for example, on the Xbox One, I can play 90% of those backwards compatibility games on my PC already. And I'll even show you some as we go into the game launches and show you the games. I can play most of the games on PC already, so I don't need an Xbox. And with PlayStation, their exclusives are getting rarer to the point where Insane Trilogy made the PC and Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled might make the PC. So, like I said, most exclusive games are coming out either through Microsoft with PC Game Pass or Game Pass PC, or just their PC thing in general because it's Microsoft. And most of PlayStation's exclusives are now on PC with Epic Games in the case of Quantic Dreams games. So, unless there's something that I really need from one of the new gen consoles, I won't be buying either of them this year, and that's a first for me. I bought the Xbox One, the Xbox 360. My parents bought it. I think it was the year it came out. I had the PlayStation 1. I adopted that a bit late. I got the PlayStation 2, I think, in the year it came out, that Christmas. I got the Xbox 360 the year it came out. I think I got it for Christmas. I got the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 for myself when they came out. So this will be the first console gen that I won't be jumping to. And of course, with my graphics card, with my processor, I don't need a new console anyway, because my PC parts in it already beat the consoles out in terms of graphics. Now, I'm not a graphic person, but I've got most of my backwards compatibility games ready to play or ready to buy on my PC whenever I can afford to get them. And all future games, mostly on PC anyway, or do come out on PC a little bit later after the exclusivity. Now, the one that's obviously won't be on that is The Last of Us 2, but I still have my PlayStation to play that when that comes out. So, I think what I'll do now is just show you there's been a couple of changes to my setup since that last update. So what I'm going to do is just quickly show you what those are through my Twitch channel, and a couple of pictures that I took on my phone. I'll put them on the screen when we get to explain them as well. So here we are on my Twitch channel, and I will highlight the two changes that have been made to the PC since the last time we spoke. I've had a graphics card update. Whoops. Sorry. Right here. The graphics card update is to now. I put it on the screen through my video editing software. I took a couple pictures on my phone of the changes, so I'll show you on the screen. Basically, the big change, which is a big change for me, and this future-proofs the PC for quite a lot of future games that I'll be playing. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 graphics card. I got this a few weeks ago when my uncle came round to put this new graphics card in. I did need a new one for the future games, so thank you to him for all this PC stuff. And it's a gigabyte version, and it's basically going to future-proof me for a couple of years, because graphics cards, even though they come out quite rapidly, this graphics card actually kicks a lot of the games in the ass that I want to play, so to speak. Even some future ones like Resident Evil 3, it's pretty much on par in recommended settings. Formula 1 2019 runs like a dream on it. So yeah, that's great for future-proofing reasons. That's pretty good. It's 6 gig and all that good stuff. And the other one is here. It's a monitor upgrade. Basically, I now have a 32-inch CeeLo monitor, and it's on the screen again. It runs at 144 Hz, but what I have noticed in recording in particular is that 144 Hz it's great. I've seen it. Ultra settings, 144 Hz. Oh my god, this thing is a beast. Unfortunately, though, for recording, it's not very viable. And what I did notice was that when it comes to recording, it only runs at 60 Hz. I think one of my videos I can attest to is the Spanish event in the Mick Schumacher year in Formula 2, you may notice that the video judders a little bit and stutters. I don't know if that's on tablet or anything, but there is a bit of stuttering involved. Basically, it's because I'm playing at 144 Hz, but I'm only recording at 60 Hz on OBS or Game Capture. With my graphics card, I couldn't use Game Capture to begin with because my graphics card has a DisplayPort thing and one HDMI standard port. So basically, I use the HDMI standard port to go into my second monitor and the DisplayPort in the other monitor. And basically, what I tried to do was record with OBS or Streamlabs, and the video came out it didn't come out like really badly, but basically everything was so powerful at 144 Hz, and I'm only capturing at 60. Because there's not really anything that captures at 144 Hz yet, I think the closest might be Elgato 4K Pro Mark II, which I'm nowhere near even owning yet. So I won't be getting that for a while, if at all. If I ever get, I might get to at some point, but right now I'm not really in the frame of mind to get one of those at the moment. I think I even tried 4K Capture Utility with my HD60S, but there's still no way to record 144 Hz. It can be quite difficult. And when you record at 144 Hz and you watch at 60, the playback can be rather stuttery sometimes. And even if you put it in the video editing software, basically the video editing software is basic. I don't know what happened, but putting the Spanish event in particular, I think, in the video editing software really did spike up the PC. The CPU spiked a lot during the editing. I think it was a lot to do with the quality of the video. The quality of the video was too high for OBS and Game Capture. Basically, the quality was just too high, and OBS and Streamlabs couldn't cope with it. And I never tried Game Capture, but I'm assuming it would probably be the same if I was to do that. And I've got kind of no room on my graphics card to do that now because I only have 2 ports, and one of them's always the DisplayPort. So I had to go back to 60, so I'm playing at 60 and recording at 60 and all that. So I've just sorted that out. I've got a display to HDMI port in the main monitor, which allows me to play at 60. I could have probably still done it with the DisplayPort, but I wouldn't have been able to use my capture card, and I wanted to go back to once I figured out that it actually works, I went back to my capture card to record. So I'm pretty much stuck at 60 until at some point I can get some form of recording that does 144 Hz, but I think the only one that does that is a 4K Pro Mark II from Elgato, and I'm nowhere near even owning that yet. So we're going to have to wait on that one, and we'll just have to see if I can actually get one at some point. The third difference is my keyboard. It's HyperX RGB keyboard. The Timeless got the same one. 2 things I will get for myself in a couple of months or so, when money permits, will be a HyperX mouse and mouse mat to make sure they match with the keyboard. I can be quite picky like that sometimes, and I still have the CTX mouse and mouse mat from before. So when money permits in a couple of months' time or so, I will get a HyperX mouse mat and a HyperX mouse to match up with the keyboard. So the biggest change is in the graphics card with an RTX 2060, and that's great for future-proofing reasons and for the other reason because we are about to go into my launches. And I'm going to tell you about all the games I plan to get pretty much from here on out. So let's go into Steam first. Okay, so let us start the game rundown with the games I already own on Steam. Then we'll go to the wish list, and then we'll go to other launches, and I will tell you the story behind each game that I currently own or plan to get, and what they will be, their future will be on the channel. So the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit has already been covered during Project PC, so I don't really need to say anything on Captain Spirit. But the game's the choices you make and the story that happens in your Captain Spirit game will carry over into Life is Strange 2 when that playthrough starts. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that story affects the actual game. With Batman Arkham Origins, it's an interesting one. Batman Arkham Origins, unlike Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, it never got made for the PlayStation 4. You remember when Batman Arkham City and Asylum came out as a collection on the PS4? Arkham Origins never made the cut for some reason. So Arkham Origins was always going to be a game that was going to have to be on the PC version because this was the only platform I own it on. I'm kind of debating whether I play Arkham Knight first, however, because of course Arkham Knight is the final game in the Arkham trilogy. Very much like Devil May Cry, I played for the series in release order, so I'm planning to do that with Arkham Knight and play that first, because Arkham Origins, where it isn't a reboot, it's a prequel story to the Arkham trilogy. If people in the comments section, if I do have to play Batman Arkham Origins first, let me know and we'll do that first. But I'm leaning towards playing Batman Arkham Knight and completing the Arkham trilogy first, and then going back to Origins to experience the prequel story. But I will be doing both of them at some point on this channel. As for the Cross-Tag Battle, my plans for this is to do a second volume of my Team Bumblebee Madness, because my first volume was so successful with Blake and Yang that I actually felt the love for the game and the characters in general, that I wanted to do another one. But that's the only thing I could probably do right now, but I do have another session planned when I can eventually pick up version 2 of the game, because unlike the characters from the start of the game, you can't buy them individually. So basically the girl here, Neo, is from the show Ruby, but the only way to unlock her is to buy the version 2 DLC. You can't buy Neo on her own, which is really odd. So I will get that at some point. Hopefully there'll still be people playing the game then, so we can get some online matches. But I think to fill the void, I might do a second take of Team Bumblebee Madness with Blake and Yang to kind of fill the gap until I can pick up version 2. And if I can, and people are still playing the game, I will do a session with all the Ruby characters. So that'll be Ruby, Weiss, Blake, Yang, and Neo, and we'll do Ruby-specific Madness session. With Borderlands and Borderlands 2 and Borderlands pre-sequel, the story is that myself and Tom Lady Games wanted to actually play through the Borderlands series on stream in preparation for Borderlands 3, because we were actually, after playing through Tales from the Borderlands again, we actually really wanted to go back and play the Borderlands games. It's a series of games I never experienced, and neither did Time Lady. We were planning to go through it with our friend Sonic for Hire, but he's been, obviously we moved, he's been busy and we moved, so Borderlands unfortunately got lost in the shuffle. But we are still planning to do these games, but they'll most likely be on stream because of their open world nature. They might take too long as a playthrough, even though I do have open world experience now with the likes of Batman and say Dead Rising, the Dead Rising series, which were kind of open world games. I do have experience with them now, so I suppose I could do a playthrough of Borderlands, but most likely it'll probably be on stream. But I'll see how I feel about and what we're doing before I decide the future of Borderlands. But it'll most likely be on stream anyway, and then I can stream record if I wanted, because with OBS and with Game Capture, as long as you don't run the game capture card through your slobs or OBS softwares, you can actually still stream using Game Capture and the Game Capture on the OBS, and record using the Game Capture function on the Elgato. So maybe that could be an option, but we'll have to see what's going on before we go into Borderlands, because myself and Tom Lady have a few playthroughs planned, actually, one that I'll be talking about in just a moment. I like Brawlhalla, and I think the crossplay functionality is a really big part of the game now. I could do something with this. I ended up getting the PC version after actually loving the console version a long time ago, but I just haven't done any videos of it. Maybe I should, now that the WWE crossover event has happened. I think it'd be quite funny to do a WWE crossover madness, but I would probably suck at the game, so that might be fun to experience if I can get around to doing it. Now, Dead Rising 2 off the record. Now, if things go right, you could see this by the end of the weekend, the beginning of next week, because myself and Tom Lady, our next playthrough that we're going to do together was Dead Rising 2 off the record. We currently already have done Halo 1. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And we said that we kind of talked it over, and we decided that we want to do Dead Rising 2 off the record. Now, I wasn't initially going to do a playthrough of this game because, you know, it was a very similar story to Dead Rising 2 and we'd already covered it, but I found Dead Rising 2 so fun, off the record I mean, on the PlayStation 4 version, that I'm actually going to do a playthrough on the PC version. I've also told Time Lady that she can do a playthrough of Dead Rising 2 off the record, because Dead Rising 2 off the record is not part of the official canon of the Dead Rising series. It's a what-if scenario. It's a what-if scenario of what if Frank West was the main protagonist in Dead Rising 2 and not Chuck Green. And there's a couple of boss fights and a couple of scenarios in Dead Rising 2 off the record that I absolutely love, and I feel that Time Lady would love it as well. This game is fantastic, and I really can't wait to do a playthrough of this game, so that really changed my mind, and especially after the bullshit that was Dead Rising 4, I felt that I needed to do this game at that point. But Time Lady is also going to be doing her perspective of the game as well, and that might even start next week if we can get down to sit down and start our recordings at the weekend, if we can do so. So if we can, they'll probably start either on the Sunday or at some point during the week. But either way, this will be the next playthrough we do before moving on to something else. With Destiny 2, it's going to be a stream exclusive game, basically because we've already started it, myself and Time Lady, and we're actually playing with our friend Sonic Fire on this one as well. But of course, with the move and everything that's been happening, we haven't had much time to sit down and play it. We've only played it for 5 hours so far. I'm really enjoying Destiny 2, and it runs like a dream on the PC, and now that I have upgrades to my graphics card and monitor, it might look even better. So I've been really enjoying what I played of Destiny 2 so far. Dirt Showdown was actually a game gifted to me by my uncle that I have not even booted up and tried yet, so I'll have to do that at some point. Doom 2016 is an interesting one, because this is a playthrough I have planned to do since pretty much 2017. I actually mentioned it as a playthrough that I planned to do on the PS4 version back in my New Year's update for 2017, and it just never happened. So much other stuff, like I think it was Dragon Ball FighterZ was coming out that year, and basically that took the bulk of my time since it came out, because it's such a fucking awesome game. So unfortunately, Doom 2016, I never ended up doing my playthrough of it, but now I have the PC version, so that's pretty much worked to my benefit, and I will be definitely doing this, considering that Doom Eternal will be coming out in March of this year, I believe. Dragon Ball FighterZ, you guys know I love this game, I just mentioned it, and yes, I will be doing some future sessions of this, considering that the Season 3 characters will be coming out. I believe Ultra Instinct Goku is going to be next week, I think. I think the 28th Instinct Goku comes out, and I think Kefla's coming out pretty soon after. So I'll be doing some more sessions of this. I still need to do Volume 2 of Android Madness, where I play with Android 17, because my first Android Madness was so awesome, because Android 21 is my favorite character in the game. But I never did an Android Madness featuring Android 17, so I still need to do Volume 2 of that and do that. So people are still playing this game, which is good to see, so I think that's a good opportunity to do some more sessions and get back to it. The Evil Within is another one of those games that I've wanted to play ever since it came out and just never have. But there was a reason for this. The Evil Within on the PlayStation 4 had this real letterbox screen that was rather odd to me. It was rather weird to me on the letterbox screen. And I think it was to kind of give a horror view when you go and watch a horror movie in the cinema. I think it was sort of tried to mimic that, but I found it rather disjointing. I didn't really do much the playthrough I planned to do, but of course, like I said, with Doom, the same with Doom, the Evil Within is now on the PC version. I think you can have full screen on this version, so I think that's ample time to go and do a playthrough of this game. I am planning to do one. Shinji Mikami, obviously the genius behind the classic Resident Evil games, so I have to play this game. And of course, the Evil Within 2 is out, so I may buy that sometime after playing through this game, but I have to play through it first. With F1 2011, 10, 11 and 12, there is a pre-season video for F1 2010 in my Formula 1 Rewriting History storyline, but it'll pretty much explain everything as to what's going on. So I will leave that video around. I'll probably link it in this video once it goes up and put it in this one, and it will take you immediately to the pre-season video to find out the lowdown on what is happening with these F1 games. F1 2019 I've already explained, that'll also be part of the storyline as well. But I've also got to continue my run at the Mick Schumacher Formula 2 season in 2019. With Indigo Prophecy Remastered, unfortunately, I've already done a playthrough of this game. This was another one that I've done throughout the years. Indigo Prophecy, one of my favourite games ever. So I don't think I'll be doing much more with it in terms of video or maybe even streaming. I might do a stream playthrough, considering that I have all the achievements here that I can unlock. So we might go through those together on stream and check those out. Jurassic World, the game I've already covered as part of Project PC. Jurassic World Evolution was one of the games that my uncle gifted me, and I love the Tycoon series. So I think Tycoon with Jurassic Park Dinosaurs was awesome. I've only played 109 minutes of it, but I will probably jump into the stream again and do some more of this game, because from what I did play, I loved it, and it's actually one of those games I can play on PC, keyboard and mouse, because you know, you don't have to worry about speed and such like you would on a Call of Duty, for example. Killer Instinct I've already covered to the brim on this channel. So many sessions, so many sets, so much fun. But the game, unfortunately, has probably reached its time. It probably did some time ago. But Killer Instinct is one of the funnest fighting games I've ever played. But unfortunately, I think the PC release came out a bit too late. Of course, it was on Microsoft PC Windows 10 anyway. But I think the Steam version came out far too late to make any impact on the game on Steam. It was rather unfortunate just how that ended up. But this game, if you can still find matches, please give it a shot. This game is fucking amazing. It's one of my favorite fighting games ever of all time, literally. Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, there'll probably be no videos on this. I mean, I could do videos on these, I guess, of the playthroughs of all the campaigns in the game, but I think this has been covered to death by most people, so I don't think I really need. If people want to see me play Left 4 Dead and see how I play it during the campaigns, let me know and we'll do it. I'll do it. Why not? I've got a lot more time on my hands now. Project PC is over, I guess. Life is Strange 1 we already covered in Project PC. Life is Strange 2, obviously the sequel. I will be playing it, even though I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as good as the first game in my opinion. But like I said, I have to play this game, because if I didn't, it would be a disservice to Don't Nod and the series if I didn't give the same chance that I gave the first game. And I gave the first game the chance and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I need to give Life is Strange 2 the same chance. So I am kind of playing it out of obligation, because I know it's probably not going to be anywhere as good as the first game, but I do need to give it a chance, and I will be looking at it through a neutral set of eyes, or at least trying to, and being a bit more unbiased because I love the first game so much. But I will try. I can't promise I will, but I will play it, I will complete it, I will do a playthrough of it, and we will experience it. But I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as good as the first game. And you know what? If that's the case, that's okay. I'm fine with that. It's not supposed to be as good as, well, it's, you know, the first game's such a high standard, but maybe it's such a high standard that Life is Strange 2 probably can't match it. And you know what? That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Like I said, I've let go of the first game now. I've let go of the characters. I will always love them and the universe it was in. But I need to play this game. I need to give it the same chance I get the first game. Maybe I'll end up loving it. Who knows? But it will be a game I certainly do. Before the Storm has already been covered on Project PC. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance has already been covered on this channel. I did a playthrough a few years ago. I absolutely love the game. And my second playthrough was much better than my first, now that I knew what to do. Because I covered it originally, and I really sucked. Played the PC version, it was much better. It was a much better playthrough, and I really enjoyed it the second time round. Mortal Kombat 11, I don't really have any excuse as to why I haven't done more sessions of this game. I'll need to jump back in. I'll need to jump back into this game at some point. I just haven't had the time, really. I think the time is just the thing, you know. August the 4th, 2019 was when I last played it, and then I started playing Devil May Cry soon after. So I think that just took up the bulk of time, and then we moved, and then all that happened. So I think that's just really just it. I think that's just really the reason. With the Mortal Kombat Complete Collection, however, aka Mortal Kombat 9, I will be covering this game. I will be covering the story mode, and the reason I will be covering the story mode is because it's part of these new trilogy of games, Mortal Kombat 11 and Mortal Kombat X. So I have to do Mortal Kombat 9 to kind of fill the gap that is missing. So I will be doing the story mode of this game probably with controller most likely. Excuse me. I don't know what Music Maker 2017 Steam Edition is. I think I got this after I purchased the video editing software I use. Maybe I'll have to jump into that. I always used to love this game EJ that you used to make kind of music with. I really enjoyed that, so that might be something I actually jump into now that I own it. PC Building Game Simulator was another game gifted to me by my uncle. I may do some of this, but I don't know whether to do it for videos or not. I might do it on stream most likely. I do want to buy these packs that give you like workshops from specific gaming companies. Like here, for example, with NZXT, they have a workshop DLC. So I kind of want to get most of these and then probably do something with it afterwards. So when money permits, I might buy some DLCs and we might go through it in a much larger way. But I did like what I played. Now Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Now this fighting game has always intrigued me for some time. Tom Lady bought it for me as a Valentine's Day present. And I did my first impressions of the game on stream. I like it, and I do already have a Madness series session that I want to do with it. I want to do a session with the team of Anubis Kruger, or Doggy Kruger from Power Rangers SPD, Power Rangers SPD character Cat Max, and Tommy from the original Tommy Oliver from the original Power Rangers. I want to do a run with that team, but the only matches online I found in my first impressions was in the lobby. I only found one lobby, and no other people were playing ranked or casual matches of this game. So, unfortunately, I think Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is one of those good games that unfortunately has probably fallen under the radar for most fighting game fans and fighting game players, to the point where there's no one playing online. I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to keep trying to do a set, but my initial impressions weren't really good. I was like, oh no, there's no people playing this game. That kind of sucks. I'm hoping some new characters come out to gain this game a bit more traction. And then I'll probably do the session on that day just to make sure I get some matches in. Realm Royale is really just to kind of fulfill my Battle Royale needs. I might do a session of it. I did enjoy what I played of it. But it's another Battle Royale game. I think that's its problem. But I enjoyed it. Maybe I should record it sometime. Maybe. We'll see. Oh boy. Resident Evil 6. The game I have wanted to do a playthrough of forever. I did initially play through this game back in my camera days, back in 2012 when the game came out, but I always had the intention of going back to it and doing a direct capture run of the game, and now at the PC version, that will be caught with Tom Lady Games when she can own the game and we can get around to doing it. So be on the lookout for that at some point in the future. Resident Evil 7. Now this is a playthrough you'll probably see really, really soon, because the release of Resident Evil 3, the remake, obviously coming out in April of this year. I might even make this one of those playthroughs that I do very quickly, actually. I'm not sure whether to do this or something else alongside Dead Rising 2 in terms of the first games back for Project PC. But I can guarantee you that most likely throughout March, I'll be definitely going through as much of this game as possible. I will be doing a full playthrough of it, obviously, and I will be doing a full playthrough of this game. It's when Resident Evil 7, it's funny because I was never really keen on it, you know. I never really was like, I was really like, I don't feel it with this game. I just didn't feel it for the most part. And then, again, like Life is Strange 2, I feel like I have to play this game out of obligation again, because it would be a disservice to the series. But if you think about it, guys, I have played the majority of Resident Evils on my channel. I've played almost every one. I've played 0, I played 1's remake, I played 2's remake, I'm going to play 3's remake this year. I played 4, I've played 5, I played 6, I played Revelations, and I played Revelations 2. The only ones I didn't play were the kind of spin-offs or the light gun shooters. So time they did do a playthrough of the light gun shooters, but they were with Her Camera many years ago, and we decided not to keep those for some reason. I'm not sure why we didn't keep those. Maybe we needed. I think Tamley wanted to do a reboot to her channel, make it more co-op centric, and now that I think about it, I'm not really sure why we deleted that. That's a shame. But in any case, yes, I have covered the majority of Resident Evil games on the channel, and Resident Evil 7 will definitely be one of them I will be doing. Like I said, I owe it to the series to play this game, even though I don't really feel it with this game, but it has won me over in a lot of ways. And from what I did play on the PlayStation 4, when I intended my original playthrough with this game that I never uploaded, I did enjoy it. So Resident Evil 7 will be on the channel, and it will be, of course, on the PC version. Resident Evil Revelations 1 I've already covered on this channel, so I don't really need to speak of that. It's already been done. Rise of the Tomb Raider, obviously the sequel to Tomb Raider 2013, and this is another one that I will be playing on the PC. I was always going to play it on the PC anyway, just to say, you know, I did the original, the 2013 reboot on the PC. Rise and Shadow are the two sequels, so it makes sense to do them on the PC as well. Rocket League, I don't know why I've never really done much of Rocket League. I'm not really sure why I haven't. It's a fun game, but I think I just suck at it. So I might do something. It depends. Oh boy. Finally, I own Ruby Glim Eclipse. Oh my god, have I been waiting to play this game. This game is mixed reception. I think the agreement is, if you're a Ruby fan, you're going to love this game. I'm a Ruby fan, so I should love this game. I most likely will be doing single player playthrough, because I very much doubt that anyone will be on the PC version to play the game alongside me. So I'll most likely be doing only this run through single player. But I am playing it just because I want to. So I think this actually might be. It's either going to be this or Resident Evil 7. I'll decide, and I'll see how it goes. But yeah, Ruby Glim Eclipse may be one of the first games post Project PC that we do, basically because I've wanted to play this game for such a long fucking time. And then we'll probably move on to Resident Evil 7 afterwards. Now, the Sega Mega Drive Classics Collection is very interesting. It's a very interesting perspective here, because for two reasons. Number one is that Tamley Games and myself, we played through Streets of Rage 1 and 2 for her channel, but we never played Streets of Rage 3, and we've been putting it off because Streets of Rage 3 is, for some reason, accentuatingly more harder than the previous two games combined. I'm not sure why. That is odd. I think what we'll do is we'll give it a shot. We did a trial run and we only got to about stage 4. I think we'll give it a shot. I'm not sure if the cheat codes they have will work, but I'll see if I can find them out. And we'll probably just even use them from the beginning just to play the game, because, like I said, it's essentially more difficult than the first two games combined. So we will do that. It's just a question of how we will do it and when we'll actually get time to do it, because we obviously want to do Dead Rising Off the Record pretty soon. But this throws up another possible thing I might do, and that is a direct capture run of the classic Sonic titles. Now, I did a Sonic marathon back in 2013 of all the Sonic games I could get my hands on. Sonic 1 through 4, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Generations, Sonic CD, it was Sonic 1 through 4. Yeah, basically all the Sonic games I could get my hands on. I think the only ones I didn't do for the marathon were the Sonic Adventure games. I have played the Sonic Adventure game, first one on the GameCube, because on the PC, Xbox 360, PS3 port, they obviously have the screen that's kind of bordered and you can't make it full screen. I think that's the case of the PC version as well, because I have already played it, which is rather unfortunate. But I can also play Sonic 1 through CD and even 3D Blast on the Sega Genesis collection. So, what I could do in the summer, possibly, is a third Sonic Marathon, being all the games on this. Basically, all the games on this with direct capture runs of these games. I will keep the classic ones up there that I've already recorded back in 2013. But I may do them again. I've always wanted to do them again. In particular Sonic 3, because that's one of my favourite games, if not my favourite game of all time. So I've always wanted to do a run of Sonic 3, but I won't be able to do the planned run I had for it. But maybe this year, in the summer, we'll do Sonic Marathon 3, and we'll do direct capture runs of all the Sonic games I own. We'll think about it. We'll have to see how things work out in personal things as well. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, obviously the third game in the Tomb Raider reboot series, and that will be coming after Rise of the Tomb Raider, obviously. Skullgirls was actually a game gifted to me by my friend Ranger Sullivan that none of us have played. We haven't had really any time to sit down and play it. Anyway, Spines is a really interesting situation. Will I be doing any videos of this? No, I don't think so. I did play it for a bit when the Ruby Battle Pass was active, but then we moved. No, this was actually after we. Yeah, was it out before we moved or after? I don't remember. I think it was when we moved. But with other playthroughs overtaking it, I didn't get to complete the Ruby Battle Pass, which is my bad. So would I be playing this again? Probably not. I don't know why. I play it, and I actually play it with keyboard and mouse when I was playing it. I wouldn't say I don't like it. It's the main reason why I wouldn't do this now is really only because I only play the one game mode. I only play the arena mode. I don't play the other one because I would probably get carried by my team and I suck. So that was the only one I was really paying for it, playing in this game, and I only got to about level 17 in the Ruby Battle Pass, and unless they re-release it, which they won't, yeah, I feel gutted that I didn't fulfill the Ruby Battle Pass. It was something I really wanted to do. I don't think I would have got Ruby anyway, because she was like the last thing you unlocked on level 80. I was hoping to get up to about Weiss or Yang. I can't remember who was last aside from Ruby. I think it was Yang. I was hoping to get to at least Yang, and never did. I only ended up getting Blake and a voiceover for Yang, and I regret it. I regret not pouring more time into it. Other playthroughs took over. Devil May Cry 5. Yeah, I sucked because I really should have got the entire Ruby Battle Pass. It was I regret that. That's one of my biggest regrets. But even if I had done the Ruby Battle Pass, would I have played much more of this game? Probably not. Probably not. I think Ruby was the sole reason I played this game in the first place. It's free, so I didn't lose any money, but yeah. I enjoy what I played of it, but it's not something I would play all the time. You know, even when I got the Ruby characters, I don't think I would have played this much longer anyway, because I only play one mode. I don't understand the other one, and I'm no good with these type of games. And it even proved in the arena gameplay that I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just mashing mouse left like an idiot, just waiting at anything that moved. So I had no clear understanding of how this game worked. But I do regret not completing the Ruby Battle Pass for that one. That's a regret I'm gonna have to carry which is really unfortunate. Sega and Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing Transformed. You'll see this with all these games. These type of games, I fill out my collection. It's something I do with certain series, like Devil May Cry. I did it. The Sonic series and Resident Evil in particular are two to three series that I like to just have the collection sitting there in my library, and that's what this and the other ones for. Sonic Adventure 2 I've already played. I'll play it again, do a direct capture one. So Sonic Adventure 2 was another one that I never did a direct capture playthrough of, so I actually might do that. And Sonic Adventure DX, even though you only play it in like the border. Look at this stupid border. It's stupid. This old game needs a remaster bad. Yeah, I agree. It does. And it needs to be wide. There's no widescreen support for this, which is rather sad. I may do another run of it. Maybe I should. I love the game. So Sonic Adventure 2 actually might be games I do runs of with direct capture, because I never did direct capture runs of these games. So maybe I'll do that. All Stars Racing is just to really fill my collection. Sonic CD, another one I might do a direct capture playthrough of. I think I mentioned that earlier with the classic games. Sonic Generations, another one. So I'll probably be doing direct capture runs of most of these games, because I only did them during the Sonic Marathon in 2013. I wasn't doing direct capture footage at the time. Sonic Mania I've already done, but I got it just to fill my collection. Sonic Adventure, Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2, again, I could do direct capture runs of these, but I don't even know if I should bother, because Sonic 4 was never completed, which sucks. Splitgate Arena Warfare was pretty fun, but I haven't jumped into it since the game came out last year. I may do something with this. I'm not sure though. I need to play it again before. Oh, they've started Season 1, and that was on February the 13th. Might be an excuse to jump in. Maybe I'll jump in again. Street Fighter V. Oh boy. Why did I get this? I have no idea, but I need to do at least one more session of this now that Seth has come out. And I bought the Champions Edition, so that gives me all the outfits and stages. I bought the Champions upgrade pack for cheaper than buying the edition, because I already own the game. I bought the game for like peanuts. Cal's playing Sonic Mania. I paid for the game for peanuts in a sale, and then I bought the Champion Edition upgrade package for about, I think it was like £14. So I actually got the game pretty cheap. For 40 characters and bunches of stages, that's a really good deal. So I thought I might as well pick it up. I'm not sure. There's always hoopla about the netcode. I'm not sure the netcode is fixed. I think the netcode that the fan made has been removed, so you can't use it. But I think they're planning to update their own netcode for the game. So maybe when that comes out, maybe that's when I'll do a set of Street Fighter V. And I'm going to probably do it one last set, and I'm going to call it the Champion Medley, where I'm just going to shoot from the hip and just pick a whole bunch of characters. I'm probably not going to play with all of them, because there is a couple I don't particularly like playing with, like Zangief or Abigail. But I think I'm going to make it a nice, big, chunky, one last set for this game, and then kind of call it a day for it for Street Fighter V, because they're probably the likes of Guilty Gear are coming out and stuff like that, and Dragon Ball FighterZ is still getting its content. So I think I think what I'm going to do is do one last set on the PC with as many characters as I can possibly play with or like playing with. But I'll wait till the stars on the netcode for that, because apparently the netcode patch has been removed and people are now experiencing really bad online because of the rollback netcode I think it uses. But I think they are planning to fix it at some point. So once that update comes in, that's probably when I'll do the final medley for the multiplayer of that game. Oh boy, Tekken 7, why have I not done more of this game? I will do more of this game someday, sometime. I do have the PC version. It runs like butter on this version, so I think that would be a good excuse to get back in. I think what I'm going to do is wait till money permits, get some characters, and then do it, and then probably do one big set to make up for the sets I haven't been able to do for that. I think I'm still going to kind of support the game a little bit more. Whether that, like, basically when that session I eventually do it, again, it will be very similar to Street Fighter, but I don't know whether it will be my last session of the game. Probably. I think I'm going to do what I do with Street Fighter and do one last big session of it. But I am sorry that I haven't played this game more, because I love it. You know, Tekken is my shit, and I haven't done this game any justice, and I hate myself for it. Rainbow Six Siege. I actually really enjoy this game. I don't really do well at it, but people are still playing the hell out of this game, so maybe I'll get a session up just to say I've played it. I always wanted to do a session of this. Again though, I haven't really got a lot of stuff for it. I think when I bought it, I think I only bought the season 1 like pass for it, but maybe I could just do it anyway. I'm not really good at it, so it doesn't really matter if I do it or not. So yeah, it might be something I do. I think I need to get at least a session up online, even if I'm going to suck ass against the good esports type players with it. Tomb Raider 2013 I've already covered on the channel. There's a full playthrough right now. Just be aware that towards the end of the playthrough, my sound capture decided not to work and record any sound for the end of that playthrough, so the last like 10 parts are botched, but footage is there, my commentary's there, so it kind of still works. Now, this is where things get a little interesting in terms of Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider Anniversary is the remake of the first game. Basically, I think I'm not sure when it came out. Probably came out some time ago. Tomb Raider Anniversary is a game I always wanted to do. I loved what I played of it when my dad owned it. My dad owned the game and I loved it. I've never been really any good at the classic Lara Croft Tomb Raider games. I've never beaten one, and I still haven't. But the classics are on here, so maybe one day, after I've done this trilogy of games, I will go and do at least the first classic. I think I will. I think I have to beat at least one of them. But I am planning to do the what with this trilogy? It was a trilogy of games. It was Anniversary, Legend, and Underworld, but a trilogy of games. I don't know whether it was called something, the Anniversary Trilogy or something like that. At least if I beat Tomb Raider Anniversary, I could probably say I've beaten a classic game in some way. But the classics are still on here. So maybe through Steam, maybe I could download a classic and see if I can do it. But we'll see how this one goes first. We'll see how these go. But I am planning to play through these games because I really enjoyed this one, and then I learned that Legend and Underworld were actually part of a trilogy. It was part of a trilogy, so I think it would make sense if I do Anniversary to do these two. So I think that would make absolute sense to do. And of course, Windows 8 Steam is my video editing software, and Wallpaper Engine is for my wallpapers that you see sometimes on my desktop. So, this is my 41 game wish list right now. Some of these I've already done and really want them just for fulfilling collection purposes. I need to put the Witcher series back on here. I need to do that because that has been removed somehow. I'll mention more about that in a second. So, Resident Evil 2 2019, one of my favourite games ever, of my favourite game ever from the classic Resident Evil series. Yeah, makes sense. Resident Evil 3 will actually be coming out later this year. The 4th of... Is that the 4th of... the 3rd of April? I think this might be American date. I think that's the 3rd of April. Which is good. I was going to get it anyway. And I'm gonna pre-order this game, and I'm going to get Resident Evil Resistance with it. I'm not really got any high hopes for Resident Evil Resistance, but I might as well check it out. It's a free game you get with this game, so you might as well check it out. Basically, yeah, Resident Evil 0, 1, 4, 5, just to really complete my Resident Evil collection. I need to add Revelations 2 to this. Devil May Cry 5 and Devil May Cry 4 were my favourite games of the Devil May Cry series, so I will be getting these someday. I may even do a stream version playthrough of these two because I love them so much. I don't know whether the HD collection is on here or not. If it is, I might consider picking it up. Team Sonic Racing, Sonic Forces, Sonic Lost World, all really just there to complete my collection someday, but I'm not buying Sonic Forces for 45 quid, fuck that. Crash Bandicoot N. Insane Trilogy is just really to put Crash Bandicoot back on my stuff. I have the PS4 version, but the PC version's out, so I had to get it at some point. Spyro, I have never played a Spyro game. True story, never played a Spyro game before. I played a demo so many goddamn times, but I never played a Spyro game. I never beat a Crash Bandicoot game. I never beat it. So when I eventually buy the Insane Trilogy, might as well do a playthrough of it. Fuck it. I might even do it. I can only really do the first and second ones. Third, well, I've never played 3. So I've played 1 and 2, and I've played Team Racing, and I've played Tag Team Racing, and I've played Crash Bash. But I never beat an original Crash Bandicoot game. So, very much like Tomb Raider there. I never even played Spyro, though. It's odd, I know. Hellblade is a game I've wanted forever and just never got round to even owning for myself. But it is part of my wish list to get someday. Money has to permit for me to get a lot of these games, as you may have noticed. Soul Calibur 6 is something I was very interested in, and then the move happened. I was going to probably... 2018? Oh, I thought it was last year. Shit. Oh man, I thought that was last year. I completely forgot. Fuck. But I will get Soul Calibur 6 sometime. I like the characters. Cassandra's finally part of the character list, finally. Jesus. Took them a while. I don't know if anyone's playing this version. I'll have to find out for an online session. Excuse me. Doom Eternal. I've already mentioned Doom Eternal a little bit, but I have to play Doom 2016 before I even think about buying this game, and it's coming out the 21st of March, and I'm saving up for Resident Evil 3. So, sorry Doom Eternal, I'm gonna have to wait. I've got to play the first game anyway, so I've got an excuse. Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Xenoverse 2, and Dragon Ball Kakarot. Basically, my Terminator's cousin Samuel's put it best. I want to play Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Kakarot basically because I love Dragon Ball Fighters. That's pretty much it. I'm pretty intrigued by with Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 in particular. I know exactly what I want to do with Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2. I know exactly what I want to do with it, and I want to do a playthrough of it because I think it would just be awesome. I know exactly what I want to do, but I can't buy it yet. Excuse me. Prototype and Prototype 2. Now, Prototype 1 I absolutely loved. I actually beat it. Now, I wasn't doing playthroughs back when this game first came out, so I think it'd be nice to do a playthrough of Prototype, actually. So if I have some time and play a Time to Kill, maybe a playthrough of Prototype is possible. Prototype 2 I owned, but I never beat. I never beat the second game for some reason. I think I just fell off. I think I just forgot it, really. Oh, Catherine. Oh, I've wanted to play this game forever, dude. Catherine was so good. I watched DSP play it. So long ago, and I remember absolutely loving it. The puzzle sections were pretty unique, and the whole way it works was just brilliantly done. Catherine was when games were awesome. Oh, I want to play this game so much, and I want Persona on PC as well. If I can get Persona on PC someday, which is probably going to be almost impossible, then I can really just have my PS4 collecting dust after I've played The Last of Us 2. Alien Isolation is a playthrough I wanted to do when it first came out. Never did it. I love Aliens and not much else around the Alien franchise. Okay, Alien's not bad. I liked Alien. I loved Aliens, and all the other two movies are supposedly garbage. The other two movies are basically like Resident Evil movies, complete garbage. That's what I've heard anyway. Aliens Colonial Marines was absolute fucking trash, and Alien Isolation is 20 times better than it. But, of course, money permits before I can even think about buying it, so unfortunately I can't. Of course, I've got my sport titles, MotoGP, NASCAR, NBA, cricket, you know. I always wanted to do a season of, like, some of these games. I wanted to do, like... I think what I'll do, considering that Valentino Rossi will have his last ever MotoGP season, he's retiring at the... I think he might be retiring at the end of 2020. I think he's being... I don't think he's renewed his contract with Yamaha. I think that's what it is. His team haven't renewed him for 2021. So, what I might do is play 2020 and do a last year with Valentino Rossi. Much like I do in Formula 1 at the moment. I might do a similar thing and make sure we can win Rossi that last title. I think he's on 7. So we can make him an 8-time champion, possibly. That would be awesome. So that's something I might do, because I know MotoGP 20 was announced. Valentino Rossi might be heading into his last year. He's old. He's 41. I mean, for 41, he's phenomenal. 41, you know, Michael Schumacher was doing the same thing. He was still racing cars and shit at 41. So it means Rossi and Schumacher, they've been phenomenal athletes. And if it is Rossi's last season, then MotoGP 20 would be the perfect game to play and do a championship season run with him and give him that last title before he possibly retires. NASCAR Heat 4, I think NASCAR Heat 5's on the way. It's very... I need to remember when Jeff Gordon retired, because I might do that. I might get the year Jeff Gordon retired. I think it might have been 15. Shit. I think that might have even been 15. So I might get that year and do something with Jeff Gordon, or maybe Dale Jr. even. It's an idea. NBA 2K20, Cricket 19, I might do a run at the Ashes. We just haven't been able to get the game yet. The game is like 35 fucking pounds. We thought it would be in a sale by now, but it never has. Right, so the Final Fantasy series. Now I know there's a lot more games on here that I will probably add, but these are the main ones I want. Final Fantasy 15 because Noctis is fucking awesome. Final Fantasy 7 because it's the one Final Fantasy game I have played the most. With Final Fantasy 7, I never beat it. I got to the part where Cloud has to be in a disguise to get to Tiva. I didn't find the disguise, and I never booted up the game after that. I got stuck, I gave up, I dropped the game, and back to other PlayStation classics that I had at the time. Not including Metal Gear Solid, though. I never had that at the time. But anyway, yeah, Final Fantasy 7 is a game I want to beat. I want to get the remake. I do. I want to get the remake. The remake looks so fucking good. But it's not coming out on PC for about a year. So I don't know whether to get the PS4 version or wait a year for the PC version. I'll see. When's this coming? Oh shit! I don't know when it's coming out. It's April, isn't it? I think remake is April. That might be quite near Resident Evil 3, so that might have to wait if I do get it on PS4. And of course, I've got Last of Us 2 as well, and that's May, I believe. Final Fantasy X is another one I want. I'm not sure why. I don't know why Final Fantasy X is such a thing to me, but it is. Final Fantasy 13. I know people shit on this game a lot. I like Lightning. I remember watching the game. I think again DSP played. I think the first Final Fantasy 13. I remember liking what I saw of it, and I remember liking Lightning. And a lot of people don't like her, and I do, and it's odd. I know. But I need to. The thing is, I need to play more Final Fantasy games. I do. I need to play a Final Fantasy game. I've abandoned this series for far too long. I need to start playing this series, or at least some of them. Final Fantasy 13 is probably the best place to start. Or maybe even Final Fantasy 15. Because I just love Noctis, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's the deal with that. These are on here. I think the older ones are on there, but I don't know any of them. The only classic I know is Final Fantasy 7. So, if there's any... Well, I think the most popular Final Fantasy aside from 7 is Final Fantasy 4 or Final Fantasy 6. I'm not sure which one, but people let me know and I'll probably add that as well. Okay, so Vegas and Vegas 2, Rainbow Six. I love Vegas 2. I love the campaign of the game, and Vegas 1 is a game I never beat. So I said to Tom Lady, I said, we can get these two, and I can take you through them if you like. And she agreed to that. And I said, you might want to play them. They're co-op games, so I can help you with it. You're not going to be on your own. So I thought, why not? I'll take you through these two games and you can experience them. Second game was awesome. I loved it. Campaign, it was great. Planet Zoo is yes, because I love animals, so yes. Friday the 13th is a game I kind of always have wanted to play, but just never have owned it. Again, you know, it's pretty much the case with a lot of these games. Football Manager 2020, Tom only played 19 on the console. The console was on Game Pass. It's kind of, I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but it's a game I'd probably want. Motorsport Manager's the same. I quite like what I saw from Arav playing it, but again, with Motorsport Manager in particular, with no official sports unless you install a mod on it. Unless you install a mod on it, there's like no official drivers. But now that you know I have this PC and I'm playing on it more, maybe that's a reason to install a mod into the game and play it that way. Monster Hunter World, I've really wanted to get into the Monster Hunter series since playing the Generations demo on the Nintendo Switch, and I just never have got around to owning it. Myself and Tom Lady, we want it so bad, and we just never got around to owning it. And Monster Hunter World is basically just to have a Monster Hunter on a different platform, because it's a Switch exclusive. Elder Scrolls Online, I have been watching my friend Digger's Adventure play it. I don't really know or understand what he is doing on it, but considering that I think crossplay has been mentioned for this game, I think it would be a good idea to buy it at some point if it does happen, because then English Adventure can just take me through the game and I can just sit and chill while he does everything, because I don't know what I'd be doing with Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls is another one that I would really have liked to get into and just haven't been able to, really. That would be the kind of thing with that. So yeah, that's all the Steam games covered. Okay, so as you can see in my Origin library, there is 2 games. Apex Legends is there because it's free and I do enjoy playing it sometimes. The Sims 4 wasn't initially mine, it was Time Lady's, because she's a very big Sims fan, but she actually got The Sims, I think, for free on her Origin account, so now this is mine. I've always wanted to play this series. I played it on the console and I was so bad at it. But I think The Sims is more of a PC game. I think the agreement is it's much better on PC with like movement and everything, which I agree with. So I do have it. I've always wanted to do something with it. I'm just not sure what, and I don't understand when I do play it what I'm doing. Now, let's go into... I want to go into things here. What do I want to do? I want to go into the store. Oh, there's a publisher sale on here. Let's shop the sale. Let's see what's going on. FIFA 20 is 27 quid. Damn it. Is there any like 17? Madden's 21. I don't know if the Neighborville was 17. Is there any like? Let me ooh, Dead Space. Dead Space is a playthrough I always wanted to do. Okay, so we have Dead Space, Mass Effect Andromeda. Fuck no, I'm not even touching that. Titanfall maybe. Titanfall I might get. I don't think anyone's playing the first game anymore, but second game might be an option. Dead Space 3, Dead Space 2. Ooh, I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted by those. Not yet. Not yet. I think I'll wait. But, okay. So here's the plan for Origin then, where we go through this store and I have a look. Because I'm seeing some things that intrigue me here. Mass Effect 2. Where's the original Mass Effect? Have I gone past it? But yeah, you're already seeing what I want to do with Origin here. You're already seeing like a couple of it. There's another one, and there's another one. Medal of Honor maybe. Crisis, yes, I want to go through that. Yeah, but yeah, you're seeing it. You're seeing the series I want to go through. With Origin, I don't own a lot right now, but maybe instead of buying it, I'm probably going to Origin Premiere a lot of stuff instead. Because as you will see, Origin Premiere is it's kind of like an online subscription. You know how Origin Premiere works. Games like Dead Space, the Dead Space series are on the basic version. But yeah, I'm gonna Origin Premiere stuff from now on because I'm not buying like FIFA ever again. I'm never buying FIFA again. I've learnt my lesson. I'm not paying like £50 for the same fucking game. But let's talk about FIFA a little bit. I will be doing Coach Pop on FIFA now. I have decided to do Coach Pop on FIFA. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, but you were going to do it on PES before you moved. And yes, it's true. It's true. It's absolutely true. I wholeheartedly admit that's what I said because that's what I plan to do it on. The one snafu with that is the fact that I did play the free light version of PES, which is basically just the game you can play exhibition matches. You can't play Master League. But there's two things that win FIFA over PES for me in that one. Number one is that the PC version of PES, I'm going to say, runs beautifully, and it probably runs even better now on this PC with the new graphics card. But the thing is, with FIFA, there's two things. Number one is the manager curation tool in FIFA, which is very much improved from the previous 2 years, and just all round is better than PES's manager curation, because you don't really get much curation tools like you did in previous PES years. So basically, FIFA's curation tool for the manager is pretty much where PES was a couple of years ago. Its curation tool is much better. And of course, because of my currently running storyline of the Coach Pop era, I want to make Coach Popovich as realistic and close to real life as possible, and it looks like the FIFA Manager Career Mode actually gives me the chance to do that. And the other reason is the squads on FIFA. They are mostly always up to date, constantly, and the thing that kind of clinched it for me was there's a lot of players at Manchester United who are currently on loan or just returned from loan, so that's Borthwick Jackson. Dean Henderson's on loan at Sheffield United. There's another couple of players that I can't remember off the top of my head, but Dean Henderson, Borthwick Jackson, Fosu Mensah, those people on FIFA, on the career mode, you can recall them from their loans and use them in your squad. On PES you can't. You have to go find them, or in some cases you can't even see them because they're not, like, say Borthwick Jackson is in League 2 with Tranmere, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know where Tranmere are in the Football League. But basically there's a high chance that everyone lower than the Premier League isn't in the game, in PES I mean, so you don't get the Championship, League 1, League 2. And if one of your loanees is on loan at a team lower than the Premier League, you're never going to find them. You won't find Fosu Mensah, you won't find Borthwick Jackson, you won't find anyone else. So whereas on FIFA, if they're on loan, but in your squad, so you can recall them. So I've changed my mind, and I'm going to do it on FIFA instead. But I'm going to Origin Premiere it. I'm not going to buy FIFA like ever. The only reason I have The Sims even here is because Time Lady bought it. I'm not really going to buy anything from Origin unless it is the likes of Dead Space and maybe Mass Effect. Maybe I will buy them, but they are on Origin Basic. Origin Premiere Basic in the Vault. They're in the Vault games under the Basic subscription. So I could play Dead Space 1 to 3 on that and just have like Origin Premiere and only pay £4 for a month worth of Origin Premiere and get the free Dead Spaces that way. So the Dead Space series, Mass Effect series, I can do those with Origin Premiere Basic. I can only do only FIFA 20 is what I'd be doing with Origin Premiere, like the Premiere version, because on the Premiere version, you can play FIFA for as long as you want, and then it goes in the vault about a year after its release. So that could be an option. Maybe when FIFA 20 is in the vault, maybe that is when I will buy Origin Premier. Let's see. Let's just see again. Basic Vault games. Is the FIFAs on here? Once they get added to the vault, they are... There you go. FIFA 18. Yeah. FIFA 19 is not on here, though, I don't think. No. Madden 20 is. That's weird. Madden 20 is, and FIFA 18 is, but FIFA 19 isn't. That's odd. That's kind of odd. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll buy the games on Origin, like, basic membership, and play definitely Dead Space and definitely Mass Effect that way. And with Origin Premier, I can always do FIFA 20. Like I said, Season 3 might even be the last season I do of the Coach Pop era, so it won't matter so much anyway. But I need to get that series, I need to get that story done if I do it for one last time. It depends what really happens in 21, but it'll be the same as last year. So the plan is to use the memberships to play Origin games that I don't have. So Battlefront 2, FIFA, Madden. No NHL though. No NHL and no NBA. I'm kind of puzzled by that. But okay, so in the case of the Epic Games launcher, we can see all the games I own so far. I bought The Walking Dead Season 4 before the announcement of the definitive Telltale series. So I kind of bought this pretty much for no reason, because then this came out. But yes, on the Epic Games launcher then, The Walking Dead Definitive Telltale series is not finished. The completion of Project PC was only Seasons 1 to 3 of The Walking Dead from Telltale Games. That still leaves me with Michonne and Season 4, aka the final season of The Walking Dead, and they will be coming in the future. Fortnite is an interesting game, really, because I have won 2 games since Chapter 2 started, and I've actually been loving playing the game, weirdly. I may do an actual session of this. The last time I recorded Fortnite, before my lucky second win that I got in that video, this is how you don't play Fortnite during my Battle Royale madness. So I kind of improved since then, but yeah, that was the last time I did some Fortnite, so maybe I'll do some more Fortnite at some point in the future. World War Z, I've wanted to play this game forever, but I haven't been able to sit down and actually do any of the campaigns yet. Tom Lady owns the game, so we could do some co-op together with this. She kind of is in 2 minds whether she records it or not, but either way I will, because I love the feel of this game. It pretty much is a modern day Left 4 Dead, when you really think about it. The Wolf Among Us is on Epic Games Store basically because The Wolf Among Us 2 is coming out, and I think The Wolf Among Us 2 is going to be a Epic Games timed exclusive, which is kind of their thing. Now, I've already covered The Wolf Among Us in Project PC, so I won't be covering it again, but I will be playing this game. I probably might even do it on stream, and what I'll be doing is I'll be doing all the choices I did in the Project PC playthrough, and the only thing I'll be changing is the ending, because I picked to follow Faith in the original ending, and then because at the time when I played it for Project PC, Wolf Among Us 2 wasn't even announced yet, it was cancelled due to Telltale's closure, I picked the leave her ending, and that left it that playthrough there. Now I've got to play this again on the Epic Game Launcher and pick the original ending again to get ready for the Wolf Among Us 2, which I will be covering when it eventually comes out. Metro is another series I've wanted to play again forever, and just never have got round to it. And now that the Metro series is on Epic Games, I got them during a Christmas sale using coupons. Alright, up next is the Blizzard launcher, and of course I bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2019 reboot. I already have a full playthrough of it on the channel and a first set of multiplayer gameplay, and it's the most fun I've ever had on a Call of Duty game, playing simply. I am itching with anticipation for that Battle Royale game. I cannot wait for it. I hope it comes soon, and I will be definitely doing some footage of that. But that isn't all I own on the Blizzard launcher. Oh no. Guys, I own StarCraft and StarCraft 2. Yes, I'm not really great with real-time strategy games. But StarCraft and StarCraft 2 are literally beloved in the real-time strategy scene. So I think it's only right that I check this out. Now, I'm not great with RTS, so I'm thinking that this might be more of a stream game rather than a playthrough. But I could try it, I suppose. I'll think about it. But I do own StarCraft and StarCraft 2. I don't need Black Ops 4 anymore. Those are the only partner games for a reason. And with Overwatch, I wanted to buy Overwatch and I wanted to play it. Never did. And now, really, I'm just waiting for Overwatch 2 because that was announced last year, I think. So yeah, only Modern Warfare 2 and only StarCraft 1 and 2. And I might get Overwatch 2 as well when it eventually launches. But yeah, the big focus here is the Battle Royale supposed mode for Modern Warfare. I hope it's a Battle Royale mode. I hope it's soon. I can't wait. Because Blackout for Black Ops 4 was actually really fun. So if it's anything like that, it'll be pretty decent. And finally, the Xbox Game Launcher. Now, you'll see that I only have 2 games on here installed. Halo Master Chief Collection and Gears of War 5. Now, myself and Time Ready Games have already done a full playthrough of Halo Reach and will be playing through the rest of the Master Chief Collection when the games come out. But very much like Origin, we're only going to be using Xbox PC Game Pass to when the Halo games come out, or whenever I feel like playing Gears 5 because of a new operation. There is a game I'm looking forward to on here. I think it's called Gears Tactics. I'm not sure when it's coming out. Let's search for it. Here we go. Yep. So Gears Tactics, when's this coming out? I think it was August, wasn't it? Oh god, it's 28th of April. Oh fudge. Oh god. I guess that's not too bad. You know, Resident Evil 3 is at the beginning of the month. So, I might check it out. I think I will. So Gears Tactics is something I'll check out when it comes out. Alright, so that's it. You may have seen that I do have the Uplay and Rockstar launchers. I don't have anything on those at the moment, and with Uplay in particular, I don't really have much need to buy anything. I'm not really interested in Ghost Recon Wildlands or anything like that. I might have Rainbow Six Siege on there by default because I do have it on Steam. And with Rockstar, I do want Red Dead Redemption 2 and Bully and Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Liberty Stories or whatever it is, and the old Grand Theft Autos like San Andreas and 3, but I don't have them at the moment. So of course, money permits. You are noticing a pattern here. Most of our games are on a can we buy it basis rather than anything else. So that is it for this very long-winded update. That pretty much covers all the bases, so we probably might not need to make another channel update this year unless certain things change. But yeah, that is the plan, guys. That is the plan for pretty much beyond here on out. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff. You know what to do. And the social medias and everything down in the description of every video. For Time Ready Games, I'm Civic Chaos, signing off. Until next time. Peace out, and stay awesome.